So let's get started. We are Group 9. I'm Don.
I'm Nishunan.
I'm Zhang Ho Kang.
I'm Tong Chi Wai.
I'm Yao Kong.
So here is our content page talking about, first of all, we will talk about the background, and we will talking about why we're designing this board game and some learning objective, finally with some rules or materials, and talking about the advantage and disadvantage. So let's talk about the background. As healthy eating has always been a popular topic in nutrition, according to the World Health Organization, short form WHO. So the result, more than 340 million children and adolescents aged 5 to 19 years old were overweight and obese in 2016. And the results shown that the overweight and obese among children and adolescents has risen dramatically from 4% in 1975 to just over 80% in 2016. And the rise has occurred similarly among both boys and girls. So we can see that overweight and childhood obesity problem, which is serious. Next. So here shown the line graph show that the relationship between the body mass index and the boys and girls with the age. We see that the index of obesity and overweight has the trend with the rising. Next. So what's the major reason caused by causing the obesity and overweight? It's shown that the energy imbalance between calorie consumption and expenditure cause the obesity and overweight, which is the fundamental knowledge. And second would be the changes in dietary and physical activity patterns. For example, like nowadays, we can consume the processed food or the high fat or high sugar or even high salt food more easily in our society. And with the physical activity pattern, we're talking about the changes in transportation, or somehow nowadays we are more likely relying on the transportation. So next. So what's the health concern or the consequences would be leading to some disease, for example, like cardiovascular disease, mainly heart attack. And secondly would be the musculoskeletal disorder, especially for the osteoporosis because of the degenerative disorder. For example, like our joint, because we're seeking too much salt or somehow the processed food, and finally will be leading to cancer. So here's some suggestion. Basically, we can limit energy intake from total fat and sugar. And secondly, increase the consumption of fruit and vegetables. For example, like whole grains or nuts. And finally, we can focus for the energy output, engaging in regular physical activity. Some guidelines talking about 60 minutes a day for children and 150 minutes spread through the week for adults. So after talking the background, and here we can see that the game of Monopoly, when we mention board game, we might familiar with Monopoly. And it is a popular family game among children with their family, so that we take this into an idea. We create a similar Monopoly related to nutrition and health, whether they can learn and play in the board game.
Now I will talk about the board game design. The name of this board game is called Healthy Food Battle, and it is designed for primary 3 to 6 students. And this game is allowed 2 to 5 participants to play, and we hope participants can try to achieve the ratio of food per month, and it will count for 30 minutes of each round. Based on the knowledge, skills, and attitude, we aim participants can develop a healthy eating habits in daily and understanding the appropriate portion of food referred to the food per month. And in the skills part, students can distinguish different types of food and try to select a great variety of fruit, fresh foods in their meals. And lastly, we hope the game can let them cultivate the habits of balanced diets and maintain for a long time. Here is the material that we prepare for this game, such as 1 checkerboard, 2 decks, 5 tokens, 5 boards for them to collect the food, and also some of the exercise cards. For example, jumping jack, rope skipping, etc. The most important materials in our game is food card. We divide into 5 categories, like the grains, vegetables, fruits, fluorines, and some protein. They are having both healthy and unhealthy food, and students need to select a healthy food rather than the unhealthy food in order to win the game. And how to win the game? We can see in the right-hand side, this is the food pyramid, and we will base on this pyramid as our guidelines. Students should get 5 servings of grains, 3 servings of vegetables, 2 servings of fruits, 3 servings of meats, fish, and eggs, 2 servings of milk and alternative, and also 6 to 8 glasses of fluids. After 20 minutes, we will count which player is most closely to the guidelines, and he or she is the winner. Now, I will pass the time to my groupmate to talk about the rules of this game.
So thank you. I will talk about the rules now, step by step and from the video. So first, starting with each player throwing the dice, the player with the highest totals and start the play. Then, each player places his token on the corner marked goal and throws the dice and moves his number of spaces indicated by the dice. The token remains on the spaces occupied and proceed from that point on the player's next turn. And so, next, if the token stands on the foot area, no matter what foot it is, the student can choose they want that foot or not. Besides it, if the student he don't want the food which is unhealthy, they must do some exercise by drawing the exercise card and complete it. So if the token is stand on the exercise corner, the student he must draw an exercise card and do the exercise on the card. If he cannot do the exercise or he can achieve it, he must stop the next round and he can move. When the student finish the exercise on the exercise corner, the student can select one healthy food from the chance card and get the food randomly. If the token is then on the chance area, the student needs to draw a chance card and follow the instruction. There are many situations such as some question or some prize for the student, no matter what it is.
And if student has an unhealthy food card on hand and they don't want it, they may use one round and draw an exercise card to throw it to rubbish bin after dining the exercise. But watch out, if you ever throw doubles 3 times in succession, you have to go immediately to the exercise corner. And after 20 minutes, based on the students' food cards, who are the closest to the guideline is the winner.
Thank you, Karen. Now I will talk about the pros and cons of this board game. The first advantage is that they can know the food pyramid and different type of food. The game has 50 food cards, includes fruits, vegetable, and fruits. Yes, next. Moreover, the game has a guideline of the pyramid for the player to choose their favorite food in the footballs, such as chicken chop and coconut. Yes, next. On the other hand, the board game includes some exercise. They can play the game and do some exercise with other players, which can build a healthy lifestyle. For example, doing some exercise can eliminate some junk food card. Yes. That like we do exercise can have fat burning. Yeah, something like that. Okay, next. The cons, the limitation of the game and this board game has a luck factor. They may feel that encountering this food is lucky and draw the card. Yes, next. The player should wear sports clothes and lead a large space to play this board game because because this board game has some exercise and it's an exercise card. If they draw it, they should do exercise in a large space. So players should wear appropriate clothes to play the game. Next. Let's talk about having our parents in the company makes the game easier and safely because the player may know the food, the type of food. Parents can explain to them some food they don't understand, as well as be able to watch them play exercise or do sport activity more safely.
So
That's all about our board game. Yes.
So from our board game, it is all made by ourselves. You can see it, and also the card. Also, it is all made by ourselves. And during this card game, although it is have some lucks, but the students still can make their own decision to choose their food, what they want, although it is healthy food or unhealthy food, just based on what they want. But I think in this game, they will know the healthy food, the ratio of the healthy food, such as three food or some meat, and they don't want some salty food or get more sweet to avoid some disease. So this is our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.